What's up, CF students? Woo!
My name is Sophie, and I'm from the Boynton campus. And speaking of the Boynton campus, my girl Bella Mounts. It's your birthday, 18. Join the club. Happy birthday, hun.
And what's up? I'm Udell from the Jupiter campus, so shout out to my people at Jupiter and my two buddies, Will and Anderson from the Stewart campus.
Yes.
Love you guys. And for those of you that didn't know, we are your hosts tonight.
Yes,
us two lovely people.
The best host. Tonight is a student takeover. Along with us, the best hosts, hosting, we also have students on worship, students teaching the message. It's going to be amazing.
Student takeover tonight is going to be amazing, awesome, super duper, whatever you want to say. But last week was pretty great too.
I know. If you don't know about last week, you missed out. Come on. Movement Camp was last week. Movement Camp made history. We served both at our homes and at our campuses, heard from incredible guests, and so much more. Tell us more.
We even had pop-up parties at some of our locations, and we all said yes to being part of the movement of God right here in our region. But you know what was one of my favorite parts?
What?
The free stuff.
Come on, free stuff.
Free nuggets, pizza, t-shirts, tacos. I mean, who doesn't love all those things?
I know.
And since we're in charge now,
come on.
We're in charge. We make the rules, and we're gonna give away some more tacos. So who wants tacos?
Woo-hoo.
Come on, right in the chat.
We gotta get it to
Just
chat.
say,
okay, ready, guys, gotta get ready.
Type taco in all caps.
Tacos.
First one to type it, guess out tacos. Ready, go.
Tacos, go, 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 go. Type
and
tacos.
it is,
come on.
it's gonna be,
Hannah Payne. Hannah Payne. Tacos are coming your way, Hannah Payne.
We
and
love
since you already are active on the chat, we're just gonna remind you, make sure to go smash that like button.
Or tap, because, you know, we're normal people.
Yeah,
so
tap it too. I mean, if you don't want to break your computer screen, subscribe.
And.
Like.
And.
Subscribe again.
Yep, because we love you.
Turn those post notifications on. Those post notifications are important. Very important. And I heard that if our channel gets to 700 subscribers, we get to come back next week. We get to take over again.
I mean, that's pretty sick. I mean,
yeah, and
you
right
guys,
now,
who wouldn't want us back here?
I know, come on,
right?
we're the greatest.
Come on,
we're
right
now at 647.
I believe in you. Come on, 700. Hit that subscribe button. Everyone, just do it, and we'll be back here.
648 now.
Let's go for it.
Come on.
Almost there.
Yeah, seriously. Free stuff may have been your favorite part, but my favorite game was Just Move.
Wait, just what?
Just Move.
Just what?
Just Move.
Ooh.
Come on. All throughout camp, Pastor Daniel and Keisha would play Just Move games. And I thought we could bring back one of my favorite ones, the 20-second challenge.
Let's do it. I'm so down.
Come on.
All right, so this is how it works. We're going to play a 20-second challenge. What we do is that there will be a challenge popping up on the screen. We'll have 20 seconds to complete it. And then if we get it right, we get a point. We get it wrong, we'll probably cry or just, you know, whatever.
We'll go hide in the back.
But it's fine because we know who's going to win.
Okay, sure.
And so let's do this. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm totally going to win. But just since you're so confident, just because you have the most confidence right now, you can go first.
Okay, then. All right, I'll go first. All right, let's see. First challenge.
Whoop, whoop.
Sing a Frozen song.
Come on.
Into the unknown.
Yeah.
Into the unknown. Into the unknown.
That high note. Yeah. That was a good one. That was a really good one. Let's see what our next challenge is.
Next one. I mean, I got the point for that. I got the point for that. We know.
I did the high notes. Ooh, okay, ready?
Oh my goodness.
Why are you doing this?
What is this? I won.
No. Okay.
We're just so connected right now.
We're just okay. Sure. I think we have. Oh, period. Okay, I won one.
No, she didn't get it. She didn't get it. Was it 3 rounds? I think we know who got the point.
It was a tie. Okay, let's see our next challenge. Challenge number 3.
Next one. Name Marvel superheroes. Okay. Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, Spider-Man, Hawkeye, Black Widow, Scarlet Witch, Wakanda, Black Panther.
Scarlet who?
Scarlet
Johansson.
No, Scarlet Witch. And Jesus, the ultimate superhero. Yes.
I don't know if Jesus is a Marvel superhero.
And we're at 652 subscribers. I know. I believe in you. Keep hitting that subscribe.
We gotta keep hitting that
if you want to see us back next week. And I mean, this is pretty fun. I love being here with you guys. So let's do it. Okay. So any more challenge? I think we're good.
We're done with the challenges. Yeah.
One more.
Okay, one more. Post this. Ooh, okay. Okay, we gotta take a selfie. Okay, I gotta get the selfie out.
Yeah. You got 10 seconds.
12 seconds.
10 seconds.
Okay, ready? Instagram.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
Post it. I posted it.
That was close. I don't know.
That
was a bit close.
I totally won that one.
Okay. Okay. All right, that was close, but that was fun. And so you
prank
probably
call someone you know.
Oh my gosh, you're still going. Okay.
Prank call. 16 seconds. Come on. Okay. 14, 13, 12, 11. Come on. 10, 9.
Hopefully she answers.
8, 7, 6. 5.
Come on. Answer.
3, 2. Oh, no answer. Sorry, you're not that popular.
Wow.
It's okay. We still love you here at CF Students. It's fine. Anyways, about that challenge.
It's fine. Whatever. It's fine. Okay.
But I'm pretty sure we know who won.
Okay, that was fun. I think you know who won. Type in the chat who you think it was.
Yeah, I think obviously. I won. I'm pretty sure I won. I was the best at any of that.
That was fun. Tons of fun we had doing that.
Come on.
But the night is not over. We have so much more things in store for you. So whether you're at a watch party, alone, or with your bestie,
new
bestie, right
bestie.
here. Okay, so just take a minute, turn off. I encourage you to just move away from any distractions.
Yeah.
And let's get ready to worship.
Woo!
So take it away, worship team.
Wherever you're at, wherever you're tuning in from, let's rid ourselves of all distractions. Let's lean into Him because He has something fresh and new just for you tonight. Come on.
hiding place. Don't let me down. Don't let my enemies bring me to shame. Come and rescue me. For you are the only God who always does what is right. Rescue me quickly when I cry out to you. At the sound of my prayer, may your ear be turned to me. Be my strong shelter and hiding place on high. Pull me into victory and breakthrough. For you are my high fortress, where I'm kept safe. You are to me a stronghold of salvation. When you deliver me out of this peril, it will bring glory to your name. As you guide me forth, I'll be kept safe from the hidden snares of the enemy, the secret traps that lie before me. For you have become my rock of strength. Into your hands I now entrust my spirit. O Lord, the God of faithfulness, you have rescued and redeemed me. Come on, let's continue to worship.
Put me back together. Well, students, what we got to be a part of together last week was absolutely incredible. We are still hearing about all that God did during movement camp, and I hope that you were able to participate with us. If you weren't, I would encourage you to go back on this YouTube channel and watch those nights and be a part of what God is speaking to us as a church family. Because really, the invitation for each and every one of us is to be a part of the movement, be a part of what God is doing in the world around us, and we believe it's important. We believe it's significant. And so what we wanted to do tonight is just take some time to hear about what God was speaking specifically to some of our students. And so tonight, in just a few moments, you're going to hear from some of our very own. You're going to hear from Eden from our Royal Palm campus, and Nathan from our Royal Palm campus, and Menden from our Gardens campus. And they're going to talk to us about what the Spirit of God spoke to them during this past week. But as I was thinking about tonight, the Lord just reminded me. You know, we use the word church a lot. We say the word church a lot, and I think sometimes we forget what that word really means. In the language of the New Testament, it was written in Greek. The word for church is ekklesia. Ekklesia. Here's what it means. It means the called out ones. So church is not a building that you walk into. Church is not a service that you show up to. What church means is the called out ones. Called out of what? It's you and I who've been called out of darkness and into his wonderful light. It's you and I who've been called out from what we were caught up in to be a part of the movement of God. Literally, the word church is an invitation to join in a movement. That's really the best way that we can understand what the church really ought to be. It's a movement of love. It's a movement of grace. It's a movement of mercy. It's a movement that you and I can participate in. And so I'm so excited for each and every one of us to hear from some of our students tonight. Let's listen. Let's really lean in as we hear about what the Spirit of God has spoken to some of you.
What is up, students? Hi, I'm Eden. I'm from the Royal Palm campus, and today I'm going to be sharing a little bit about faith. I was recently reading in the book of Daniel and reading about Daniel in the lion's den, and Daniel had three really important qualities that we need to have when we're sharing our faith. Daniel had boldness in his faith, faithfulness in God, and consistency in relationship. Regardless of the circumstance, Daniel prayed 3 times a day, every day. When we share our faith, we're opening new doors for discussion. Daniel was always sharing about his faith and what he believed in. When I was in school, I was in a club called First Priority, which led me to have really important conversations that some people maybe never will. When you're sharing your faith with others, you're bringing others to him, but you're also bringing yourself closer to God. In Daniel chapter 6, verse 21, it says, "May the king live forever. My God sent angels to shut the mouth of the lions of the den I am in." So sometimes you might feel as if you're anxious or you're kind of scared when you're sharing your faith, but it's important to really step up in your faith because you know that you'll be able to look back later and know the difference that you made in somebody else's life and also what brought you closer to God. We want everyone to experience the love, grace, and peace that God gives us. That's really my third point that I really want everyone to know. If you're sharing your faith, it's really important that you share it with everyone or else no one will know. So basically, my bottom line is we move in faith by sharing our own. We move in faith by sharing ours.
What is up, CF students? My name is Nathan Masse, and I am from the Royal Palm campus, aka the fun campus. Can I hear it? Also, well, movement camp was amazing. It was filled with great opportunities, great worship, and impacting messages. It empowered me and influenced me to just be that movement, to embody the movement that this church is calling on for us to be a part of. Well, for me, after night 4, I only had one word on my mind, and that was love, love, love. When I think about a movement of God, I think about a movement of love. and I want to be a part of it, and I want you to be a part of it too. So as I was thinking about this, I was thinking about my sermon title, which I'd love for you guys to write down. And it is, we move in love by loving God first. Let me repeat it one more time. We move in love by loving God first. So today in scripture, we'll be based off on Matthew 22, verse 37. And it reads, Jesus replied, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it, love your neighbor as yourself. I feel that these two verses in their entirety just sums up how we are to love as Christ followers and Christians. Well, I'm a worship leader at Royal Palm Campus, and I love to lift up God's name in song, playing different instruments, being at Belglade, movement camp, even in my own home, I do a little praise break every now and then. But I feel that as we can lift up God's name in song, I feel that we can also worship him and show our love for him in this verse here, verse 37, which is with our heart, our soul, and our mind. And it dawned on me different this time when I realized that my heart, soul, and mind is not even my own. Instead, it is God's gift to me and to you. And I feel that as we embody that, and as we give it right back to God, he welcomes it and embraces it as worship and our love to him. But you may still be asking, how can I really show my love for God? And I'm here to tell you there's some practical ways. Jesus said that anyone who loves me will obey my commands. And that means reading your word. So reading your word, spending daily time with him, that's something that you do with somebody that you love. You always want to be around them. So let's do that. So my first point is to love the Lord your God first and foremost. Next, with that, we can move to the second part of this verse, which Jesus even said is second like it, which just leads me to believe that they are actually one with another, that they are actually intertwined. The second part, Jesus said, is to love your neighbor as yourself. And just as your neighbor is very important in this context, so is yourself. We are to love ourselves just as Christ loved us. And that's not from a place of pride or selfishness, although it can get there if we're not careful. We shouldn't love ourselves in our own mindset, but love ourselves the way the Lord loves us. And if you don't know how the Lord loves you, I'm here to tell you that you are a friend of God, that you are a child of God, and that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. I don't know who needs to hear this through this screen, but your body is the way it's supposed to be. Your weirdness, your quirkiness, your jokes, your talents are all for God's glory. And he loves you even so. So love yourself. Embody yourself the way that Jesus sees you. And as a CF student body, you may ask, how can we embody that? How can we be a movement of love by loving ourselves? And it points me to 1 Peter 2, verse 9, which says, you are a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession. So I believe that if we wear that every day on our backs, clothe ourselves with that every morning, we will be able to love ourselves just as Christ loved us. So from loving God first and foremost, and loving ourselves, we can implement the next part of this verse, which is to love your neighbor. And just like the religious leaders may have asked, who is our neighbor? And I'm here to tell you that quite frankly, everybody is your neighbor. I'm talking from house to house, literally. From school to school, from race to race, from gender to gender, everybody is your neighbor. And I feel that once we embody that, we can live the way that Jesus lived. He walked around the earth and he did not just put one person down or put another person down or come as the king who he was. He instead loved everybody and loved them dearly. So with that, I want to give you some practical ways to love your neighbor. So the first one is to just treat everybody with respect. Treat them with respect. We are all on a clean slate with God. We've all made mistakes. And we are all in desperate need of his grace, his mercy, and his forgiveness. So just as I said, you are fearfully and wonderfully made, so is everybody around you. That stranger on the corner, that kid in your classroom, that brother or sister that you have, we are all fearfully and wonderfully made. We are God's children. So let's treat everybody with that respect. Second is to give the 3 T's. A renowned preacher called Tony Evans uses these 3 T's, and it's time, talent, and treasures. And we've already been doing that. If you think about it, if you were a part of movement camp, you were serving your your food distributions. You were serving at your campuses, making police bags. You were making packs for homeless people. These are the things that we do to implement these 3 T's. And I think that's an awesome thing that we get to be a part of. The last one I have is just to be kind. Be kind to everybody that you see, because everybody that you see is fearfully and wonderfully made, like we said. But just as that Chick-fil-A worker that you see, or that volunteer that you see here on Sundays, or just that one kid in your friend group who's just overly kind, as Christ followers, we are to be twice-fold that. We are to be a crazy amount of kind, that once we are kind and then we show our love for other people, they'll ask us, what do you have that I don't? And that's the question that we want them to ask, because then we could say that we have the love of our Father who loves us, who loves me, and loves you. And that's what we're called to do. That's how we share the gospel. So with that, CF students, it's quite simple, but it can be difficult at times to love one another just as Christ loved us, because he was such an amazing man. But that amazing man wants to get to know you, and he wants to equip you with the right tools to love yourself and your neighbor as much as he does. So that brings me to John 13, verse 35. And this is the way that Jesus says that we as Christians can show that we love him first, and that we could show that we follow him dearly. And John 13, verse 35 says, by this, everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another. So CF students, the bottom line is, quite frankly, we move in love by loving the Lord our God first.
What is up, CF students? My name is Menden. I'm from Gardens campus. Can we get some love in the chat for Gardens? So today I'm here to talk to you about committing to community. So go ahead, grab your pen, write this down. We move by committing to community. You know, I remember when I first started coming to CF students on Wednesday nights, a lot of people actually thought that I was shy because I didn't really know anybody. I didn't know who to hang with, where to sit. So I remember I sat in the back and I raised my hands maybe once or twice during worship, which for those of you who know me, that is the opposite of me. So what changed? How did I go from being the girl who didn't really pay attention and would snap people pictures of the ceiling during service? How did I go from that to this? Well, you see, I decided to make a commitment. At that time, I was so desperately longing for a good group of friends who were going to build me up and who were strong in their faith. But I didn't really know where to turn or who to turn to. But I realized that if I want friends who are strong in their faith, the best place to turn is to church, right? So I made a commitment, not just a commitment to come back and come on Wednesdays and come on the weekends, but to serve and to use my talents to glorify God. See, the commitment that I made a movement, because after I made that commitment, I realized that I was having so much fun being there that I didn't want to just be there alone. So I invited some school friends, I invited some people to come to church with me and to experience what I was experiencing. I also started sharing about my faith on my social media platforms because even though they may be small, it's a good step in the right direction. I also started sharing about my testimony to people who might have gone through the same thing as me, or maybe they just need some hope. Like I said, the commitment that I made started a movement. Proverbs 16:3 says, "Commit your works to the Lord, and your plans will be established." See, when you become committed, your interests begin to shift. You don't worry about the same drama and the same worldly things that you worried about before. It's like a reset for your mindset. See, you begin to realize who's going to build you up and what's going to build you up and what's going to bring you closer to God. And you begin to disassociate yourself from those things and those people who are just going to tear you down. See, the more that I got involved, the more that I was showing up at church, the more that I was serving, the more that I got involved, the more I wanted to be involved. It kind of reminds me of Matthew, and Matthew was one of the 12 disciples chosen by Jesus to carry out his word and to preach on his behalf. But what some people may not know is before Matthew was a disciple, he was actually a tax collector. And tax collectors in that time were described as greedy and dishonest because when they were taking the taxes that they were supposed to bring to the Roman guard, they would actually take more money that they were supposed to just to pad their pockets. And Matthew was one of these people. He was known to be very wealthy because when he would take his round trip to collect the taxes, he would do another round after and say, oh, sorry, I don't know. I didn't collect the taxes. I don't know who you're talking about. This was all until he encountered Jesus. See, one day Jesus was preaching and Matthew actually saw him, and Jesus invited himself over to Matthew's house to eat dinner with him. And this made Matthew and everybody else around very shocked. See, everybody was like, why are you spending time with a sinner? Why are you eating with a tax collector, somebody who takes from us? See, but Jesus didn't see Matthew as his sins. Jesus saw him for the potential that he has and for the plan that God made for his life. And when Matthew had this encounter and after he was moved by Jesus, he realized that he couldn't keep living the same. He couldn't keep stealing from people. He couldn't keep associating himself with these people who were doing wrong. He knew that he had to make a change. So he gave up all of his ill doings just so he could follow Jesus. His community changed his character. 1 Corinthians 15:33 says, do not be deceived. Bad company corrupts good morals. See, he realized that he needed to make a change. He realized that if he wanted to live the life that God had planned out for him, and if he wanted to follow Jesus and become a disciple, he couldn't keep continuing doing these wrongdoings and stealing from people and taking what wasn't his. He had to cut all of that out. See, in many ways, we're actually similar to Matthew. We hang out with these people and we don't realize, but the people that we hang out with, the people that we associate ourselves with, they change our character. And that can either be for good or bad. But once we make the commitment to follow the life that God has planned out for us, the commitment to come to church and the commitment to treat people nicely and to bring people with us, once we make the commitment, our actions will reflect our true character. And see, in the commitment, it's not just to a religion, it's to a relationship and a family. When we make the commitment, we're saying that I'm going to get involved, I'm going to be here, and I'm going to follow out the life that God has planned for me. I encourage you, if maybe you haven't been consistently watching service, maybe you have been consistently watching service, but it's playing in the background, or you're on your phone, or maybe that pile of laundry just needed to get done at the same time that service was playing. I encourage you to set everything down. Grab a pen, grab a notebook, put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Lean and listen in to what God is trying to tell you in this moment. I also encourage you, if you have any friends who have been struggling with these hard times, maybe, I don't know, their mental state isn't where it should be, or you just know something's off. Reach out to them. Not once, not twice, consistently. Show that you care. Show that you're there, and show that God's love is there for them. And tonight I'm gonna leave you with this. We move by committing to community.
Wow, what incredible messages tonight. Come on, can you show some love in the chat for Eden and Nathan and Menden? I'm pretty sure that any one of them could have my job right now. That was absolutely incredible. And I trust that some of you are hearing from the Lord right now. See, the reality is the movement is now. You are the movement. We are the movement. It takes all of us leaning into everything that God has for us. And I love what they shared, right? Faith, love, community. That's what it takes if we are going to be a part of the movement. But here's what you need to understand. You cannot share a faith that you don't have. You cannot love people until you first love God. You can connect in community, but really what's got to be at the center of that connection is Christ. One of the things that we talked about last week is that if you want to be a part of the movement, you first have to have your moments. Your moments where you encounter God in a powerful and personal way. And I believe that some of you watching right now, you've never had that moment where you've trusted God for salvation. You've never had that moment where you've given your life to Jesus. And I just want to say today can be the day where you could say, God, come into my life, forgive me of my sins, make me new again, because you need to understand there is a God who loves you. He formed you, he fashioned you, he made you. And that same God who created everything, who breathed life into you, he stepped out of heaven and into history in the person of Jesus. He lived a perfectly sinless life, which none of us can claim to have done, especially if you have brothers or sisters, because they know all the crazy stuff that you do. But Jesus, who is God, willingly gave his life up for you and for me on the cross. He died a death that he didn't deserve so that we can inherit a life that we don't deserve. But he didn't stay dead. 3 days later, Jesus, he rose again, conquering sin, death, and the grave. And in a relationship with Jesus, we can do the same. We can be made new. And so I know that for some of you, today's the day where you began a faith that's gonna allow you to share with others. That you find a love for God that's gonna allow you to love people. Where you step into a relationship with Christ that's gonna allow you to connect in community. So wherever you are, wherever you're watching from, you're on your iPhone, iPad, laptop, TV, wherever. God wants a relationship with you because he loves you. If you want that relationship, it's as easy as just praying this prayer wherever you are. Just say, Lord Jesus, I need you. Come into my life. Forgive me of my sin. Make me new again. And for the rest of my days, as best as I know how, I will live to honor you. Jesus, I want to be a part of your movement. Come on, make some noise in the chat right now for anyone who prayed that prayer and made that decision today to become a follower of Jesus. We love you. It's all about Jesus.
Wow.
Amen.
So good, so good. Tonight was amazing. Eden, Nathan, Menden, thank you guys so much for sharing ways that we can be a part of the movement. And if you guys know someone who just needed to hear this, y'all better tag them in the chat, go send this to them, share it with their friends, share it with your friends, share it with your school, do whatever you need to do to get that word out. Let's get the movement bigger and bigger.
Yes, and maybe tonight you decided to join in on the movement for the first time.
Come on.
And let me tell you that all of us here as CF students are so proud of you. We're so happy for you for making that decision. And if you made that decision, we want to celebrate with you.
Come on,
So just text the word Jesus, that's J-E-S-U-S.
Don't know how to spell Jesus.
That's how you spell it, all caps, to 441-441, and let us know about this awesome decision that you have made.
Yeah, we would love to hear about it. I just love that Menden taught on how we can grow together in community. And honestly, that's what this next part of the night is all about. If you guys don't know, we have Zoom groups streaming all over every single campus. It's gonna be streaming right after this. You do not wanna miss out on your group. Just shout out to my 11th and 12th grade group. Love you guys. I'll be there soon, but.
Yes, and right now, I actually wanna give a special shout out tonight to Yumi, who's joining us all the way from South Korea.
On, South Korea.
That's commitment right there. She's watching with her moms, and it's like how? That's probably like
I don't know.
It's like 9
I'm not good
a.m.
with
over there,
numbers.
right?
Oh, I don't know.
It's I don't know. It's early.
9 a.m.
It's early.
It's early.
It's early.
It's
but
early.
That's commitment right there. So thank
Come
you.
on.
Shout out to you guys. And so, I mean, how are we doing on subscribers?
Come on, let's check the subscribers again.
Yeah, let's check. Come on, guys. Keep subscribing. Keep subscribing. Come on.
Come back next week.
I would
If you
love to
guys
come
think we
back.
should come back next week, come on, hit that subscribe button.
Come on, we love
I think
you guys.
right now
And
we
I
are
know you love
at
us.
671, but that might change. Come on, we gotta get those
hit that subscribe
buttons
button.
up.
Give it a tap. Tap it with your foot. Tap it with your nose.
Tap with your foot. Come on, just
Your
tap
toe,
something.
however you want to do it.
672. Come on.
Come on, more.
You guys
We
got
can
it.
do it.
You guys are doing
674. 677.
Come on.
Come on, keep it going. Keep it going.
Y'all are doing so
I
good.
believe in you. 681. Oh, we're close. We're close. Come on. Come on. 687.
Y'all are doing so
We're close.
good.
What? 686. Oh, we're close. Come on, keep it going. Keep
Y'all
it going.
are doing
Come on.
so
Come on.
great.
We love you
Come
guys.
on. 688. Come on, y'all are doing so good. Let's keep it going.
Come
Let's keep
on.
it going.
Come on. Come on.
So
Come
here,
on.
687.
Almost.
687. 687.
Oh. Okay.
We lost one.
Too much.
Too much. It's okay.
It's fine.
It's okay. But if
We
you didn't
love
get,
you.
we love you
And
though.
you
We love
love
you.
us, hopefully.
Yes.
But
and
God
if
loves
you guys
you.
didn't get enough for
So,
tonight,
it's okay.
and you don't have a group, we just want to let you know we got a group for you.
Oh, yeah.
We got you plugged.
Friends Become Family Zoom group. Join us. 700. Woo! Yeah!
Coming back next week.
So for all of you that didn't know, we'll be back here. And for all of you that didn't want us, I'm sorry, we're back.
We're coming back.
We're back, so you're stuck with us.
But
so here
if
we
y'all
go.
didn't get enough of us, join us on our Friends Become
Yes.
Family Zoom
Come
group.
in.
It's
Yes.
gonna be on our Instagram Live. We're gonna go Instagram Live. We better see all of you there if you don't have a group. And I mean, thanks for letting us be your hosts on Student Takeover.
Honestly, and
I guess
because you guys subscribed, you get to see us once more.
We'll see you next week.
And don't forget to
like
and
subscribe
and
like again.
And just subscribe and like and however you want to do it.
And turn those post notifications on, because next week we'll be seeing you same time,
same screen,
same place, same house.
And we'll be here. And you'll be at your house, hopefully, or wherever.
We'll see you there.
But it's going to be fun. So we'll see you here. And if you're new, join us. Friends become family. We love you guys.
Love you.
Until next time. Woo!